the NBA All-Star Game, and baseball season is up and running, so you bet we'll bring that up too. All this and much more on tonight's College Crossfire.
You know, fans should start buying their tickets to the Cheez Bowl, because I think that's where we're ending up this season.
I respect the game. I'm going to get up, grab the football, go back with my teammates and give the ball to the ref.
Shout out to the Tavern and the Austin Gooners. No, not that type of Gooner.
Get out of my face. I've seen enough out of you.
Welcome back to College Crossfire, the best debate show on the 40 acres. I'm your host, TJ Krulitz. We have plenty of action coming your way. But before we get into the first round, I want to share that today's show is brought to you by Cat Metro, Austin's transit system. We connect you to work, school, play, and everywhere in between. So plan your ride anywhere in Austin this weekend at catmetro.org. For those who've never tuned in before, here are the rules for tonight's show. There'll be 3 rounds containing 3 questions each. And for every round, I'm going to dish out points in the amounts of 3, 2, and 1 based on our contestants' answers. Whoever has the most points from their answers by the end of the 3rd round will be crowned as this week's College Crossfire champion and will get the return for our next episode. But there's a catch. Everyone must know before we begin our 3rd and final round, better known as Rapid Fire, is worth double the points, meaning no lead is safe. Also, our contestants have not yet been able to see or prepare for these questions whatsoever. So they'll have to think on their feet and come up with their idea of the best possible answer. If there's a tie by the end of Rapid Fire, I have a bonus question ready that will help determine our Crossfire champion once and for all. Now that we've reviewed the rules, let's introduce our contestants. And on first base, he's the first this year to go back-to-back looking for a three-peat, might I add, might be the most fresh suit we've ever had on the show this year. Please welcome back Tyler Strempel.
Yeah. Thank you, TJ. I'm excited to be back 3rd week on. We're going to try to pull the New York Yankees, get a three-peat going. But we're going to go – I know, I don't like them either. But they're the last ones to do it. You got to dress for what you want, and I think we're going to make this a classy episode. We're going to go in with class. We're going to win with class.
Okay. All right. Win with class. You've been doing that before, right? What's different this show? The suit. Gotcha. All right. And on second base, a player in the Tournament of Champions last semester making her first appearance this semester. Please welcome Parker Keston.
Hey guys, happy to be back. Hopefully can stop Tyler from getting that three-peat. Avenge the last win when it was National Women in Sports Day. So, you know.
Got some revenge there. Stare down, too. I saw that. And lastly, on third base, we got someone making their first appearance this year. Welcome to the show, Ayan Masud.
What's up, guys? Hope y'all are doing well. I'm ready to compete, and it's going to be a great show. Let's do this.
I agree with that. And I'm glad that you are on the show, Ayan. Glad all 3 of you guys are on the show. Let's have a show, I guess. I don't know what else to say. So, have a day. Have a night. We got the sponsorship in, we explained the rules, and now we introduce the contestants. There's only one last thing to do. It is finally time to start the game. Starting with question number 1. Since the last time we went live, Texas men's basketball took down the Missouri Tigers in convincing fashion and also took down the LSU Tigers on Tuesday at Moody Center. With the team playing well as of late and 5 games remaining in conference play, predict the record the rest of the way for the Horns and why you think it will go that way. Tyler, the defending champ, you start us off.
Yeah, 5 games remaining. 2 ranked, 12 Florida, 20 Arkansas, and then OU, Georgia, and A&M. And I think what they're going to do, I think they're going to split the ranked matchups. They've gone 3 of 3 in their past 3 ranked matchups. All pretty good margins, but I think they're going to drop the Florida game. I think they're going to beat Arkansas in that ranked game, and I think they're going to win all of OU, Georgia, A&M. I think those are games that they can win, especially because over their 5-game winning streak, they've had a 9% increase in three-point shooting, a 10% increase in free throws, and they've had great production from Dalen Swain, a lot better production from Modest Vokatitis, and they've just been able to not only score more, but defend more, and I think that'll lend them to 4-1, going 21-10, 13-6 in conference play. Comfortable 9 or 10 seed in the tournament.
And they've been showing up in the clutch as well. Parker?
I think we're going to go 3-2. I mean, I can see us winning we crushed Georgia, beat OU again. The A&M game was pretty close, and that was kind of when we were in our fouling virus era. So I think we can take down A&M as well. I know we're kind of a scrappy team. We can kind of pull those ranked wins together sometimes, but especially with how that LSU game looked, I really don't see it going well for us against Florida. 6-game win streak, and Arkansas, 1 of 2 teams in the SEC. I mean, Tyler kind of mentioned it, like Dalen Swain, Matas Vokatitis kind of cooking up a little bit. In the last 10 games, they had the highest points between the two of them. It was like between 17 and 30 for each of them per game. So I see us going 3-2, I think, pretty confidently in conference play.
All right. And Ayan.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with Parker here. 3-2 is probably going to be the most likely outcome. Obviously, they're going to win the 2 rival games here against OU and A&M. A&M beat us here at Moody Center, and they're going to get the get back in Reed Arena. The Florida game is going to be rough. It's here at home, but I really do think that they pull that win off in pretty nice fashion. It's going to give a great energizing pulse to the fan base. And then losing Arkansas, I do believe we win against Georgia. Dalen Swain and Matas have been doing great, but look for Jordan Pope to show up.
Jordan Pope, yeah, we need him to show up, or Texas needs him to show up in these last 5 games for sure. Parker, I'm gonna give you the 3 here because I did like your reasoning. I like the 3-2 record. You brought up the, you brought up Florida. That's gonna be a tough game for them, I think. And I like the specific stats with Dalen Swain and Vokatitis. So I'm gonna give you the 3. Tyler, I'm gonna give you the 2. I like your reasoning as well. Ayan, I'm gonna give you the 1. Not too shabby of an answer. Unfortunately, I just think the other 2 were a little bit better. So, moving on to the next question. After a uncharacteristic blowout loss from Texas women's basketball against Vanderbilt, they rebounded nicely with a clutch win against the Lady Volunteers on Sunday. In your opinion, what was the main difference between the Vandy game and the Tennessee game that helped Texas bounce back, and why? Parker, you're going to start off.
Okay, it's going to sound kind of stupid, but I think it was our fouls. Against Vandy, we had 21 fouls versus against Tennessee, we had 12. And at Vandy, we had 2 players who were at risk of being fouled out, and Brea Cunningham did get fouled out. So that put us up, or that put our Texas's players up for a lot of risk. Had to play it safe, couldn't. I guess make as many big plays, had to play pretty cautiously, and then also gave Vandy a lot of free shots that they could make from the line. So, I mean, at Tennessee, like Rory Harmon did almost fell out as well, but I just think that's the biggest difference I could see in the stats at least.
21-12 is a big difference. I didn't even know about that. Ayan?
Yeah, so I agree with Parker here about fouling. 21 points, I believe, for Vandy they got from the charity strike. But this is kind of a easy answer, but it really was Vic Schaefer who, fired his team up. When your boss is talking about how he has to talk to his boss about your performance and how he has to be sorry about that, that's something that's going to get you going, get you amped up. Brea Cunningham's performance against Vandy was subpar, fouled out. But I think she did better the next game. She had almost 10 points. She was 2 shy. She missed her 2 free throws. So I think that it was Vic Schaefer just firing them up. The quote of the softest team ever is, they took that personally.
Yeah, they certainly did. Tyler, go ahead.
I'm going to go with a different sort of mindset here. And yes, the Texas defense did perform better, but I don't really think it was Texas's doing. There was a lot of things that went wrong for Tennessee that Texas was just able to take advantage of. Tennessee shot 45% from the free throw line. If they had made even a couple more of those, that's a tie or a win. Texas's defense did perform a little better, but they also didn't have to deal with Michaela Blake's over on the Vandy side. Tennessee's offense not as dynamic as Vanderbilt's is. So yes, Texas was able to take the opportunity to limit Tennessee's offense, and I think that defense was really important, and they were able to get some fouls out of it. But really, I think it was just a lucky win. They still looked a little tired. They still underperformed in defense and shooting a little bit. I think it was less that Texas performed well enough to win. I think it was more that Tennessee performed just bad enough to lose.
I actually think that. So you think Texas didn't win the game, Tennessee lost the game?
They won the game, but I think had they actually shot free throws, it would not have been a win. I think that would have been an upset.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. I honestly think that all of you guys could get 3 points here. I think all of those answers were great. I think the one that kind of stuck with me, though, is the early foul trouble with Texas women's basketball against Vanderbilt. I think that really does set them up for failure later in the game, playing easy, playing soft. So I'm going to give you the 3 again, Parker, here. I want to give. I'm gonna give Ayan the 2 here because I think that. That's good. I'll give you the 2.
Thank you.
You got some fans here now, apparently, huh? I'm going to give you the 2 here because I think that Vic Schaefer is a very powerful influence over this team and how they play, and I think that really did give them a reason to go out there and fight for that win. And so I'm going to give you the 2. Tyler, I'm going to give you the 1 here. But moving on to the last and final question. Last season, Texas baseball smashed 128 home runs, and while in the first 3 games of the season, this past weekend against UC Davis, they could only muster 3 home runs. There's still plenty of players, however, in the lineup that have big power. And to you, who hits the most home runs this season for Texas, and why? Ayan, we're going to start off with you.
The easiest answer here is not what I'm going to take. The easiest answer is Ethan Mendoza, but I found this statistic that kind of tells you a lot. He's hit 2 homers already. Last year in his first 34 at-bats, he hit 4, kind of fell off, had 5 throughout the year. So he's going to start hot, but I don't think he's going to hit the most homers. It's going to be Aiden Robbins, the transfer from Seton Hall. He led Seton Hall in almost every category that mattered last year. He hit a homer, I believe, this past weekend, and I do think he's going to be a major difference for this Texas team that's trying to bounce back from a very disappointing postseason performance last year.
Gotcha. Yeah, that was an interesting Ethan Mendoza stat right there. Tyler.
Yeah, I'm also not going to go Ethan Mendoza. I think we saw last year he starts hot, he kind of finishes a little cold, but I'm going to go with a different transfer. Carson Tinney, catcher out of Notre Dame. 17 home runs last year, 753 OBP with a 348 batting average. Dude can hit well, professional hitter, super good average, but also really great as a power hitter. As a catcher, he's going to get a lot of starts, and I think he's already got 2 home runs to start off the year. I think he's going to be the one to lead the team in home runs.
Interesting. Yeah, Carson Tinney. Parker.
I also have Carson Tinney. He led Notre Dame Irish in pretty much every offensive category last season. I read somewhere something about how he had the top, or he was in the top 10 for average batting velocity, average batting exit velocity, some super random stat, in college baseball last season. Apparently he's hitting up to like 120 miles per hour in practice. So you talked about big power. I think that's it. So I think we're going to see the most homers out of him.
Yeah, I agree with you two about Carson Tinney being the #1 player on my list for hitting the most home runs for this team. And so I think I liked your reasoning a little bit more, Tyler. I'm going to give you the 3 here. Parker, I'm going to give you the 2. Ayan, I'm going to give you the 1. But that's it for round 1 of this week's College Crossfire. Tyreek Hill, he's on the move for Miami, and we're going to ask who will be his next team. It's what we're going to debate. So when we come back on College Crossfire, you won't want to miss it. Welcome back to College Crossfire. I'm sorry about that. After entertaining first round, the leaderboard has Parker right now leading the way with 8 points. Tyler right now has second with 6, and Ayan in last place with 4. But we have so much left in the show. It's still anyone's game, so let's go ahead and get started with round number 2. After 4 years in the Sunshine State, having many controversies and unfortunate injuries, Tyreek Hill has been released and has had his name entered in the free agency. I believe for the first time, actually, because I think he got traded to Miami, right? Yep. So the 31-year-old receiver isn't the elusive and fast player he used to be, but he still brought in 27 touchdowns in his 4 years with Miami. So to you, where does Tyreek Hill go next and why? Ayan, you start us off.
I'm going to go with the guy that helped trade for Tyreek Hill, Mike McDaniel. Obviously, he's the OC for the Chargers. I think Keenan Allen's getting pretty old here. He did set the record for all-time receptions, I believe. But Tyreek Hill is not going to be the player he used to be, obviously, coming off a dislocated kneecap, I believe. It's going to be rough for him to get that speed. But Mike McDaniel really knows how to put him into space and use him as a threat that way. And I think that Justin Herbert is a big arm QB. And if Tyreek Hill can get some of his speed back going downfield, Hill's going to be exactly what Herbert wants.
Okay. Mike McDaniel bringing it back. I like it. It's Parker.
I'm going to go with Tyreek Hill he's going to run it back in Kansas City. Spent his first 6 seasons there, had 4,000+ yard double-digit touchdown seasons. I think there's a couple reasons for this. First, Kansas City was 16th in passing yards last season. We've seen Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy tend to be pretty inconsistent, both in terms of performance and also availability. I'm pretty sure Rashee Rice just got more criminal charges against him today, so typical. He has that connection with Patrick Mahomes. He knows what he's doing. I think that wide receiver room needs some veteran experience. They want him back. Chris Jones tweeted, "Cheetah, it's time." I saw today, Adam Schefter posted that Kansas City restructured Patrick Mahomes' contract, so they have another $43.5 million in cap space for Tyreek Hill. So Tyreek Hill back to Kansas City, runs it back.
Going with the Chiefs. All right, Tyler.
I'm going to go with the black and white. I'm going to go with the Las Vegas Raiders, and I have a couple really interesting reasons why. I think that Clint Kubiak, as the new head coach, is going to implement a Shanahan-style system, and that's something that has really benefited Tyreek Hill in his time in Miami. Tyreek Hill is really good in a system that involves lots of play action, lots of kind of send them out in the routes kind of systems, and he's going to really enjoy that. And also, I think the Raiders are looking for some kind of weapon for what's probably going to be Fernando Mendoza, because right now they don't really have a lot of good weapons, and I think that would be a good situation for him to go into with a new quarterback, that he can kind of be the leader of the team and kind of run it back with that system.
I gotcha, yeah. I mean, there is a lot of rumors talking to him going to Vegas, having somebody for Ethan Mendoza, who they're most likely going to draft. I lean on the side that he wants to compete. And I don't know how much the Raiders can help him with that, obviously. I think it could very well happen, but I think the most possible answer here is going to be the Chiefs. So I'm going to give you the 3, Parker. I think the Chargers is another one. Mike McDaniels, I mean, it is very plausible that could happen. So I'm going to give you the 2, Ayan. I'm going to give you the 1, Tyler. So moving on to the next question of this second round. So this year, the NBA All-Star Game consisted of a new competitive format featuring 3 teams in a round-robin tournament. With lots of fans having complained about the effort given in All-Star Games in the past, I want to ask you guys, rate this format from 1 to 10 and why you think it is that rating. Parker, you're going to start us off.
I'm a harsh critic. I mean, I would say I'd give it a pretty solid, 7 out of 10. I think it really kind of revamped and rejuvenated the games for what it needed to be. I think it was the most watched All-Star game since 2011. I think the format of it was really fun. I mean, classic, celebrity All-Star game, dunk contest, three-pointer. But then also, the young versus old versus international was fun. A lot of, I think, the older gen of NBA players who we sort of watched growing up are kind of starting to fizzle out and fade out of relevance. So I think it was fun getting to see some of the young guys, and then also kind of fun getting to see Kawhi go off. Not fun as a Clippers fan, but it's never fun to be a Clippers fan. So kind of got that going. But I liked it. I would say it was a solid 7, good for what the NBA All-Star Game kind of needed it to be, but I still didn't care enough to watch.
Gotcha. Tyler?
I'm going to agree with 7 out of 10. I think that's a great kind of rating to put at it because it was actually somewhat watchable. I think you saw a little more effort. Wembanyama was going off during those games, and I think that's a great thing. But I don't think it was perfect. I still think we need to try to stray away from multiple game all-star games. Make it one game, or make it on the same night, or something like that. Because like multiple games, you're going to lose viewers like that. I think this format was much better. They kind of leaned off of the Four Nations thing to kind of start that international thing, which I think was a much more compelling thing than Candace Parker and Shaq and Charles and stuff like that. So it was way more compelling. I think there was more effort. People cared more, both on the court and off the court. But I still think there's some work to be done in the format and keeping viewers in there, so I'm going to say 7.
Gotcha. 7. Ayan, gonna be another 7?
Definitely not. This was mid at best. When yes, this was like one of the most watched All-Star games since 2011, but the only reason is because there were so many memes happening. I mean, the biggest thing from the weekend was the KD files. Drewski like missing a terrible what was it? Assist or whatever, and you have Taco Fall playing in the celebrity game. I do not like the fact that there's four games going on, or 3, or whatever it is. I didn't watch it. I didn't care. It was very mid at best. I just liked seeing all the memes about KD, and I think that they do need to move to one game only. And yeah, it was mid.
It was mid, so you 5.
5, exactly.
5. Okay. See, I like all the answers again. I think all the answers were great. I kind of lean on it being a 7 out of 10. My rating was kind of 6.5 out of 10. Put it in between, those two numbers. I like that they're trying to make it different. And so I think that you got to give them credit in a sense that they are trying to bring competition back into it, bring viewership back into it. So I'm going to say it's around a 7. I like your explaining more. I like the fact that you brought up the multiple games. So I'm going to give you the 3, Tyler. Parker, I'm going to give you the 2. Ayan, I'm going to give you the 1. I don't necessarily disagree with you, though. I don't necessarily, but I do respect them trying to change things up a little bit. So moving on to the last question of round 2. The Winter Olympics in Milan are almost to the finish line, and with Norway currently leading the medal race, the U.S., they're trying to catch up, and Italy right now is currently in 2nd in the medal count. So much happening in this past week. My question is, what has been your favorite storyline that emerged from this year's Olympics, and why? Tyler, we're going to start off with you.
If you've been watching the Olympics, the one thing that is the most compelling, U.S. women's hockey. 31-1 in goal ratio. They've allowed 1 goal in their games. Bilka is the top in scoring. They have I think like 3 other scorers in the top 13 for goals. The entire top 10 of plus minus in the Olympics right now is entirely U.S. They are absolutely dominating at every single corner. Great goalkeeping, great scoring, great defense. It is so much fun to watch them just absolutely whoop everything right now, and I think they're going to absolutely whoop Canada.
Yeah, that's tomorrow, right? Pretty good, pretty good. Ayan?
I'm just going to go with Italy defending their home turf here. While I don't think that they're going to finish 2nd, they are in 2nd right now. I think the U.S. has their strongest events this weekend, so they're going to end up taking that 2nd place spot. But just seeing, the country of Italy be so united, it puts an energy into those broadcasts that you can't really feel when the home country isn't doing good. It brings unity, it brings power to the nation, and it makes the environment all that much better. And as a guy that's not too into winter sports like that, I think that the broadcast has just done a great job of making it feel like a great environment.
Yeah, I mean, if you look back to current or past Winter Olympic Games, Italy is not really a competitor, and now they are. So it is pretty impressive. Parker?
Tyler, really saving yourself there with the women in sports side. Let me tell you, my favorite storyline has been the all-out battle between the Swedes and the Canadians in curling. Someone said the spirit of curling is dead. And if I knew the rules, I'd be outraged, okay? Because you're telling me that the Swedes set up like a whole sting operation to take the Canadians down because they thought they were cheating, and they're like cursing each other out on the ice, and apparently they used to be friends, so it's like a whole friends to enemy storyline, and they hate each other, and it's amazing. I love it. It's drama, it's petty, it's evil. This is what we live for.
I think you just got a heated rivalry on your mind a lot.
That was a very entertaining thing, and it goes to the women's side too, apparently.
Exactly, it does.
It is pretty interesting. I'm going to have to give you the 3 again here because I think that the curling is was just otherworldly. Like, come on, we got beef in curling now. Pretty
Yeah.
funny,
As a
right?
curling fan of 3 days, I'm honestly outraged.
Curling's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
actually. It's one of my favorite in the Winter Olympics. And I like both of you guys' answers again. You guys have been great, but I'm gonna have to give Ayan the 2 here because I want to get over. Tyler's disappointed. I want to get over the fact that Italy performing this well was very unexpected. The U.S. women's hockey team, they've won gold before. They are expected to be playing good. They are dominating way more than I think a lot of people expected them to, but they were expected to be in the gold medal game. So, I'm getting some hate now for that. I was trying to reason there. 2 blocks are down and only 1 to go. Rapid fire is coming up, and you won't want to miss the most entertaining round of all, as well as finding out who will be this week's winner. All this is coming up on College Crossfire. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have made it to the last round, rapid fire. And before we start it, we do have to say who is currently in the lead, which I think is pretty obvious by how the night's been going on. Parker right now with 16 points, Tyler at 11, Ayan at 9. But you guys are ready, right? Because points are doubled this round. All questions have also not been prepared or seen by the contestants. It's going to be all gas, no breaks from here on out. Let's get right into it. So back in my day, the dunk contest was something you couldn't miss. Those days are long gone now. I mean, come on, the Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine. Hey, you were going out to people's houses, watching with people. Now nobody really cares. You might say it's because the A-list athletes don't care about it anymore. I think it's because all the dunks have already been done. It's like movies in a way. Every plot has been basically said at this point, basically written. So honestly, by the names in this year's dunk contest, we might see one of you guys participating in the dunk contest sooner rather than later. So my question is, what would be your winning dunk if you were in the dunk contest? Yeah, we gotta see an example. Y'all gotta get up.
I like to keep my bones intact, so we're not going to do an example here. But here's...
If somebody does, that might be bonus points.
Well, we don't have a trampoline, so we're going to do the classic put a trampoline in there just because it's fun and it's for viewership and everyone's going to like it. Run up, trampoline, circle through the legs, dunk, hang with your arm on the rim. So you just stay there for like 5 seconds and then come down.
Gotcha. You gonna do the TikTok dancing too? You gonna do like a little TikTok dance as well?
No.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm thinking, now, I'm not one to do well at gymnastics, but I'm thinking like give me a full like Simone Biles tumbling routine like down the court, and then I don't know if it's humanly possible, but you dunk and you're like upside down and you like go over in like a handstand. Do you see what I mean? It's like you're running and you're like flipping, and then you like go up and then you like
we're
you're
gonna
like
see an example.
upside down on like the rim and then it like goes Do you know what I mean, or like not at all?
I know. I'm.
Can you picture
so
it?
You're like
so
head
like
down,
yes,
basically.
you're like in a handstand,
So
like
you're-
on the net.
You jump up like 15 feet in the air. 17
Exactly.
feet.
Like you pull yourself up, and then you like it's like the high bar in gymnastics, and you like pull yourself up, and you're like upside down, and then the ball goes through, and then you like go down. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I'm glad
I
you
don't
could
know
picture
if
it.
it's humanly possible.
That
unless there's a
was
trampoline
that in the
involved.
question? Yeah. Who said there couldn't be a trampoline involved?
I don't know.
This answer is going to be less humanly possible because the court is not long enough for this. But if y'all have ever seen like the fake video of Logan Paul jumping over the car going like 60 miles an hour, let's extend the court here. Have me jump over the car 360 full on, dunk it, and then I'm gonna go to the camera. You gotta read whatever. Like, act like you're Vince Carter, be like, it's done, it's over with. The car is gonna be a red Lambo. It's gonna be all the pizzazz.
That could go extremely wrong. I don't know which one would go.
No one
Which is worse?
No car insurance in the world.
Yeah, no, I don't know how you could explain that to insurance. So we're going to move on to the next one. So on Monday, we saw a loud Iowa State crowd help the Cyclones take down the #2 team in the country, the Houston Cougars. We know how home court can help a team win, but in your opinion, what is the best home court advantage in college basketball and why? Again, anyone can take the mic at any point.
I guess I'll go with, honestly, just for my friend who goes there, I'm going to go with University of Arizona. I feel like they're pretty consistently good. Sorry, I'm not a regular watcher of college basketball. I just feel like they're in Tucson. Like they really don't have that much else to like root for. And like, so like, just like having a good college basketball environment is like, okay, like good for you guys. You really need this. Do you know what I mean?
They've got a decent football team.
They're okay.
I know, but nobody's really talking about
Decent is kind.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with, you got to get like the most hype fans, the biggest history, and I think one of the hardest places to play in Texas, I think learned this earlier, Cameron Indoor, Duke. That place is loud, that place is proud, it is bleeding Blue Devil, and it is just so hard to play in that loud, chaotic environment. Even since Coach K left, it's still loud. They will fill that place up. You won't see a speck of your team's color there, and you're going to perform worse because of it.
I get it, yeah. And they're always so close to the court, so compact.
Everybody talks about the Big 12 and the ACC for basketball, but I'm going to go with the SEC team here. Arkansas football is terrible, and, baseball can be hit or miss, especially because it's just like a vibe, But right now, and for the past couple of years, Arkansas basketball has been doing great. I know a lot of people at Arkansas, they love going to those basketball games. Darius Acuff Jr. is getting that crowd going, especially this year. Arkansas basketball is my answer right now, especially because Duke was taken.
Yeah. I knew that somebody was going to pick Duke. I like that answer, though. That is I wasn't expecting to hear Arkansas or Arizona, to be fair, but I like the answer.
Only team that came to mind. Literally the only team.
My last question of the night. One thing that is synonymous with a baseball game is a hot dog. We've all had a stadium dog before, just like many others. Unfortunately, though, Texas Athletics does not disclose publicly how many hot dogs per game they sell. But the Rangers and Astros do. So to end rapid fire, I have a trivia question. Whoever gets the closest to this number will get the most points. How many hot dogs do you think the Rangers and Astros sell combined per game?
I have to win.
How many do they like seat like the stadiums?
Well, they're about 30,000. The Rangers is about like 35,000. I think the Astros are closer to 40.
You want like an answer for each? Or like one?
Or just combined, but together.
Okay, so like both teams have a game. I see.
I have to win this question because I'm so open about my Astros fanhood and my Rangers hatred. Anyways, okay, so you're assuming an average of about 37,000 seats in the stadium. Now, if you assume that anyone who eats a hot dog is probably going to eat around 2 hot dogs, right? You have to, it's not everyone's going to get a hot dog. Some people are going to get sandwiches, some people are going to stuff like that. I'm going to go with 60,000 hot dogs per game, except if it's Tuesdays, because those are dollar dog days. We don't count that. But 60,000, I think, is an answer. A lot of people getting 2, some people getting 1. I think that's a nice little medium.
Nice little medium. Okay, 60,000.
I can't say I know much about Texas baseball hot dogs because I would say, I mean, I know Dodger dogs and those are on my betrayal list. But I'm gonna go for 64,583.
Try to price is right me.
Oh,
64,000.
$1, Bob.
All right.
I'm gonna go with the lower answer here. 60,000 is a lot. Some people just want to go to the baseball game. They'd rather get beer than a hot dog. I mean, I'd rather get a beer than a hot dog if I was 21. But I'm gonna go with like 54,608.
Specifically,
You know, that is
No
smart to
way.
go with the lowest answer because I will tell you guys all terribly overshot.
What is it?
Overshot.
20,000?
17,706 combined per game.
Can we like scrap the
They
question?
only sell
we do
about
a redo?
8,000
ask the
or so.
bonus
Wait,
question, like,
17,000 for both. For
Combined
both.
for both. Yep. Guys,
do the
I'm
bonus question, like, instead
I'm
of
sorry,
scrap
guys.
it?
I'm sorry about
Yeah.
that, y'all.
Dang.
But believe it or not, we do have our answers rounded up now. That was pretty easy to do the math. I thought I thought the math wasn't going to be that easy to do. Okay. All right. What a show we had tonight. It was kind of close throughout at times, but again, rapid fire can change anything, and we have a winner. So drum roll, please. The winner, with one of the biggest comebacks I've ever seen, Ayan Masud.
Let's go! Let's go! Stop playing with me! Stop playing with me! No! Let's go!
Won by 1 point. It was
1 point.
extremely close.
Hey,
I'm going to
man.
have to recount after the show. We'll have to see.
No recounts! Stop the count! Stop the count! Stop the count! Stop the count!
Wow, guys. Wow, guys. No, I don't know if we have that time in the television.
People are outraged.
It is incredible. That was incredible rapid fire round.
I do this! Stop
I
playing
can't
with
believe
me!
that we got past it. It was a 1 point win from Ayan here. What an impressive showing from all three of you guys. That was the most surprising outcome that we've had all year. Congratulate you on the win, Ayan. I think he has FaceTime, right? Is he still? Or was that already his FaceTime? Is it?
No.
We got an answer? No.
Oh, no, we good. We good. Oh, my fault. We good. It's done for.
All right, well, thank you to everyone who makes this show possible, from the contestants to the in-studio personnel, all the people in Master Control, especially our executive producer, Gabriel Silva, and to you, the audience, thanks for watching. Remember to tune into our other shows here at TSTV Sports, which include the 1-0 Sports Show on Fridays at 11 and College Press Box on Tuesdays at 6. We're glad you joined us here, and I'm glad that we had such an amazing audience, a very loud audience. Thank you guys for coming, though. I appreciate it. And we hope to see you next week to watch Ayan try to defend his title. This has been TJ Krulitz. Have a great night.